Big 2 Local Weather Authority forecast. We warn you first with Chief Meteorologist Chase Menendez.
Well, good evening, everybody. Traffic looks to be progressing as usual. A little bit slow out there on I-20, but notice the clouds in the background. Very beautiful. We've got a nice sunset coming our way. Thanks to these clouds, we did not warm up very much at all here for today. Our temperatures actually came in shy of yesterday's temperatures, too. Thanks to the West Texas State Bank weather cam, we've got a good look outside right now at those current conditions as far as the sky goes. Now, as far as our temperatures go, Odessa Midland about the same as we were this time yesterday, along with Seminole and Wink. Hobbs backing off 2 degrees, Carlsbad down 4 degrees, so most of us a little bit chillier than we were yesterday. Some of us a little bit warmer, but generally the temperature change is not that much. Now, as we did get into the afternoon time, of course, we warmed up. We usually do, most days. But keep that in mind because we've got a strange day coming our way. 58 degrees was our high temperature. Yesterday, 60, the average for this time of year. We picked up to 58 from that 32-degree low yesterday and this morning. I think that makes 3 days in a row that we dropped down to 32 degrees for our low temperatures. But our highs today only came in at 55 degrees. Compare that to the average of 60 degrees. Notice we are a little bit shy of that average high temperature for this time of year. Now, as we get closer to winter time, of course, we're going to see those average high temperatures continue to drop off. Today, well, we were a little bit cooler, and now we're still cooler. 54 degrees currently for Odessa Midland, 56 for Wink, and 59 for Marfa. Along the Rio Grande, we're actually seeing temperatures in the mid-60s there for the Big Bend at 67 degrees. So a pretty wide range of temperatures out there right now. And as we get on through tomorrow, we're going to see a pretty similar day. Very cloudy day, very cool day. High temperatures actually not even picking up as much as what we have for this afternoon, 53 by 4 p.m. Wind speeds, though, will be backing off a little bit for most of the day, about 10-15 miles per hour as opposed to the 15-20 miles per hour that we had for today. Then overnight, Thursday into Friday, we start to see that rain developing. We'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about those winds first because this is going to be pretty important too. 17-mile-per-hour current wind speeds for Wink, 19 for Fort Stockton, all generally coming out of the southeast. And as we know, when we see wind speeds about 15-20 miles per hour out of the southeast at the surface, that means we're pulling in moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. We'll continue to do that through the overnight hours here in Odessa Midland at 15 miles per hour. Even by the time we get to 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, 14 miles per hour will definitely be good enough to give us a little wind chill factor. So even though we'll get clouds overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, allowing our temperatures to stay fairly warm for the morning time, that wind chill is still going to be a factor. And speaking of clouds, look how thick that cloud coverage is right now for West Texas, still coming in from the southwest. We've got a lot going on here across the country. This high pressure system now moving off to the east, no longer affecting directly us here in Texas, but it is still influencing our weather patterns. Now that it's tracking off to the east, it's allowing a lot of this cloud cover to continue to flow on in from the south and west. And we've also got this low pressure system here moving along the coast of California, bringing a lot of rain. It's that low pressure that's going to be giving us a lot of changes here to West Texas as it pushes closer to us here in West Texas and the rest of the basin. Now, we've got those clouds out there right now. As we go forward through the hours, notice not a whole lot of changes to that. This model running a little bit light in terms of that cloud coverage, so keep that in mind. But as we get to tomorrow morning, notice still looking very thick in terms of that sky coverage. As we get to the afternoon time, seeing a little breaking, but we're also seeing a little bit of some shower activity off to our east. Very easily, that could translate to some of the eastern counties here in our viewing area. So we may look at some rain a little bit by tomorrow afternoon, but it's not until tomorrow evening that we really start to see those showers really develop. Now, that'll continue to increase through most of the overnight hours, Thursday into Friday morning, and then look how rainy Friday is. 9 a.m. looking rainy, 3 p.m. looking rainy, and you guessed it, 5 p.m. looking rainy. Now, keep that in mind because we'll also see some pretty significant wind speeds for most of the rest of the evening. It's not until the early morning hours that we finally see those backing off. Now, high temperatures tomorrow, 54 degrees. Look at Friday, a low of 35 and a high of 37. Both temperatures above freezing. That is good news because that means rain chances here in Odessa Midland will stay rain. Saturday morning, though, not quite the case. That low 32 degrees means we have a possibility for some ice, possibly a little sleet, or maybe even a little snow.
I see that word on there.
Yeah, I've got to admit, I am hopeful for the snow over everything else because I think it's a little bit easier to drive on. If you have to work on Saturday morning, keep that in mind. Give yourself a little extra time to get to work because it can get a little dicey.
So about a 40% chance?
Yeah, 40% chance it'll kind of keep going through Friday night into Saturday morning.
Well, for sure, keep an eye on that.
We're going to start this thaw out until Sunday, right?
Right. Well, actually, Saturday afternoon will kind of thaw out for the most part.
With some rain.
With some rain, right. And then Sunday, everything dries out. Monday looking sunny.